I'm Len Jarvis, contributing editor for Across the Fence, and we have traveled halfway around the world to visit the Kingdom of Bhutan. We are here to witness a sacred festival called the Techu and to visit schools that have been a part of a cultural exchange with schools in Grand Isle County back in Vermont for more than 15 years. It's going to be quite an adventure, and we are happy you can join us for this once-in-a-lifetime experience. The first question that I'm usually asked is, where is Bhutan? Well, it borders India to the south and China to the north, separated by the majestic Himalaya mountains. Bhutan has a population of some 740,000 people, and its capital city is Thimphu. But we arrived in Paro, as it is the only major airport in the country with just one runway that is only accessible on clear days. Happy to be on terra firma are my traveling companions, Katya Wilcox, president of Island Arts, and the video editor for our show today, Marco Ayala. We were met by Pema Tenzi and Tashi Dema, hosts for our visit. Pema is a road engineer with the Ministry of Human Settlement, and Tashi is a reporter for Bhutan's national newspaper, and we bonded immediately. While in Paro, we stopped to see Khenpo Phuntsok Tashi, director of the National Museum of Bhutan. His visit to Vermont set the wheels in motion for the Youth Art Exchange. I asked him about memories of his visit some 15 years ago.
I enjoy very much the young kids. They are very full of life and very honest and very straightforward, because I have not seen the before American children, how they are really open-minded. But so there's very much a common, it's not totally different things, only the different landscape, geography, but they all are aiming to be smart, happy, educated. So this is how you can really bring together this kind of education, build up, becoming sort of like what I call knowledgeable, enlightened, educated sort of people.
Our home base while here would be its capital city, Thimphu, about 30 miles away, but because of steep mountain roads, it seemed more. We were happy to finally arrive at the entrance to Thimphu city, and to the right you see the sign, "Long live our king." Kaiser Namgyel Wangchuck is the fifth and current reigning king of the Kingdom of Bhutan. He attended Phillips Academy and Wheaton College, both in Massachusetts. We stayed at the Yedzin Guest House. It's close to city center with nice rooms and friendly staff.
Hello, welcome, sir.
With some 80,000 people, Thimphu is a very laid-back city despite being the political and economic center for the country. When you see happy, well-fed dogs snoozing on the street, you know things must be good. There are no stoplights, and traffic management is left to white-gloved officers who direct the orderly flow of vehicles. I don't remember hearing one honk of a car horn. Perhaps one of the reasons for such tranquility and happiness is that Lord Buddha is their spiritual leader. He teaches that happiness comes with an inner peace that eliminates negative and hateful states of mind, leading the way to a kind heart. One of the ways to achieve this is through meditation at one of the many beautiful stupas throughout the city. This is accomplished by walking 3 or more times around the stupa while chanting the mantra, either quietly or out loud. And by lying prostrate before the stupa, worshippers turn away from materialism and self-ego while asking for guidance from Lord Buddha. The first school we visited was the Lungten Zampa Middle Secondary School, and we were met by Principal Kinley Pem, who introduced us to some of her students.
So I have the 3 people who have come from Vermont in the United States of America, and then they are the ones who are trying to encourage people to get into artwork.
And we soon learned that there are many talented young artists among the 1,300 students at the school.
Hi, I'm Anjali, and I'm in class 10F, and these are my artworks. The first one I drew is this little girl is me, and I'm walking through my dreamland. Actually, trees aren't colored like this, but in my dreamland it has colorful trees and all. And the second art is about the bird I love the most. It's kind of unique, colorful bird, like a rainbow. It's called macaw. And the third art I did is the zong, or temple. Actually, I just imagined and drew it. And the bird also I imagined and drew it.
And to conclude our visit, Principal Pem escorted us to the library where she had a surprise. A painting Katya brought to the school 4 years ago, done by students at the Alberg School.
I'm surprised that you kept it for 4 years. My goodness.
We're in Pero at the Ringpung Zong Monastery, built in 1638, to observe the spring Seishu, where people come from miles around to feast and dance. I'm told the dances are performed by anyone from monks to young children who wear amazing masks and costumes that are all handmade. The festival honors Guru Rinpoche, the saint who brought Buddhism to Bhutan. We were honored to be a part of this annual event that is so sacred to the Bhutanese people. Walking into the ceremonial grounds was like stepping into another world. This is the Black Hat Dance, where the performers assume the role of yogis with the power to subdue and create life. The dances, called chams, can be traced back to the founder of Bhutan and have been passed down essentially unchanged since the 17th century. These chams are not written, but passed down from person to person. Many of them now exist in the bodies of a few elderly men. If not recorded or documented, they may disappear forever. During breaks of the performances, families gather for refreshments. Many of them had walked for miles to be here, but like everywhere else, boys will be boys. These are some of the children at the Jigme Namgyel school in Khenpo, with more than 1,200 students and 53 teachers.
We have the guests. They have come from United States of America to visit Bhutan.
We were introduced by Sonam Tshering, the vice principal, who asked Katya for some information about island arts.
Part of our program is an exchange of creative thoughts and art between our children and the children of Bhutan. So any of you who is interested, and now I understand you have an internet connection, you can go to islandarts.org and see what it's all about.
And then, in the art class, we had the great pleasure of handing out paintings and drawings done by students back in Grand Isle County.
This is some of the art we bring you, and I'm going to give it to your teacher for the art club.
If you'd like to do artwork. Painting? Oh, good.
Do this. Very good.
Throughout the history of Bhutan, the bow and arrow were an important means of survival for food and from attacks by ancient enemies. Every village has a field for the sport, and competitions are held during holidays and on special occasions, and our visit was considered such. The event was organized by Kado, a former colonel in the Bhutanese military who helped bring Bhutanese archers to the Champlain Islands more than 15 years ago. The day began with an offering to the deities.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Bhutanese archery teams number 13 players, and choosing members is a boisterous and competitive event, with each captain trying to outdo the other by promising special prizes and awards to entice the best archers to their team. The skill required is considerable, as the distance to the target is 476 feet, so far away that I could barely see it. It was almost dark when the game concluded and the winning team celebrated with a victory song and dance. What an unforgettable day with the people in this mountain town. The last school that we would visit was the Dawaka Lower Secondary School in a remote mountain valley about 150 miles from the China border. It is a 2-hour walk for many of the children, one way, and those who live farther away stay at the school during the week. We were met by the principal, Nima Sherpa, who invited us for tea while the students had lunch, and we were joined by Mr. Sarki, the art teacher. Since the children travel so far to attend classes, they are provided lunch, which they are grateful to have, even though it is just a bowl of rice with a spicy vegetable sauce. Things are very basic here, but the children are happy with their bowl of rice. The boys sit on one side of the room and the girls on the other. After lunch, the students headed back to their classrooms, and our first stop was the pre-primary class.
This is the pre-primary class, the lowest grade, the youngest ones.
And they wanted to sing for us. Mr. Sarki explained the Island Arts Exchange program to his art class and then gave them a surprise assignment.
So we are basically we are going to start the drawing. Okay, you can start about our culture, tradition, whatever you know. Did you understand? Yes, sir. Okay, you can start.
We'll check back with them later. Mr. Sarki also teaches music, and 3 of his students sang while he played the hammered dulcimer. When we checked back with the young artists, they were making good progress and had more than 25 drawings ready for us by the time we left. They don't waste time at the Dawaka school. And this speaks volumes about the students here. Somewhere they found this old and broken satellite dish, but they were 100% sure it could be fixed to receive an internet connection. May the blessings of Lord Buddha be with them. We were honored to be invited to the office of Mingbo Dukpa, the Minister of Education for the Kingdom of Bhutan.
And if they have these exchange programs coming thousands of miles away from their country, I think they find it exciting. Number one, not only exciting, but also many ways they also find a lot of similarities. What happens with the children, their thoughts, their speech, the artwork, the culture is really not totally different from what we do here. Therefore, that kind of establishing that kind of a relationship, and for the young children, it adds a lot of extra color to their daily monotonous learning experiences. A program such as this, the Island Arts promotes, is very focused, very educational, and is very well conducted and organized. So definitely I think our children must be benefiting equally, and I hope the children out there in America also are able to share the kind of experiences, thinking, thoughts, beliefs, attitude of the Bhutanese children through such an organization.
Some wonderful memories, and hasn't this been an amazing journey from the capital city of Thimphu to the Techu and Paro and all the things in between? We were especially happy and moved to visit the schools and see how much the Island Arts sponsored Bhutan Grand Isle Connection has meant to them, and how this bond will continue with our gifts of school supplies and art. Our thanks to everyone here in Bhutan who made this visit possible, and we are pleased that we could share this amazing story with all of you. For Across the Fence, I'm Lynn Jarvis in Bhutan, the land of the Thunder Dragon. Thank you for watching.